This
Just start
conference
the
will now
recording.
be recorded.
So we are recording the session, so don't worry guys, it will be available. I will share with you all on Selectors of YouTube channel. This recording will be available, so you will get it. Just confirm that if you guys can see my screen. Let me just see. Okay, good then, just a second. Okay, I will start the session, and then like if you guys have any question in between, feel free to ask, and I will make sure that in between I will be keep taking the will be coming back to the chat, and will keep checking your questions, and will make sure that I will keep answering all the questions which you guys will ask, and we'll make sure that everything whatever you guys will ask, I will try to answer, and make sure that this session will be helpful for you all. Okay, not sure how many of you are already using these tools, but we'll make sure that you all will learn. Even if you will be using these tools, you will be learning something new, and we'll get to know lots of new features, new innovations which we have added in all the tools. So first of all, like what's happening in testing space. So not sure how many of you are using already testing daily. Let me do one thing, just because not more people, I guess 14 15, so I will unmute you all, uh, but please make sure keep yourself muted, so that like whenever if you required, you can like unmute and speak, but please make sure that you keep yourself muted. So I have like given the permission, you guys can unmute yourself whenever is required, but don't but otherwise keep yourself muted. Okay, so like what's happening in testing space is a pretty much tricky thing that we won't be able to uh, we won't be able to open all the forums, all the blogs, all the website like LinkedIn, Medium, YouTube, etc. So it becomes many a times very difficult to keep ourselves updated with the latest testing trends and what's happening in the testing space. But many a times it also happened that we used to open these forums, but it becomes very difficult to keep the track of everything. So basically I'm talking about the testing daily. So if you guys are not aware about it, let me show you and give you the reason that how it is helpful and why it is important. So many of you might have seen the might have used this Edge browser, right? And in Edge browser, when you open new tab here like this, you see that it used to show the news feed like this, but this news feed is not very much relevant for my career. It is like some random news it is showing. But in place of this, if we start every time when you open new tab, in place of this news feed, if we start showing the content which is related to my career, will that not be much more helpful for me? I will be more interested in that, right? So for that, here we have in Selectors of we have introduced testing daily. Every time you open new tab, you see this feed here, and this will be very helpful to uh, like to get keep yourself updated here. So this is very useful and very helpful. Okay, just a second guys, were any one of you faced this issue, like you were not able to join the selectors of meeting, sorry, this meeting? Many people, some people are reporting that they are not able to join. Okay, pretty much everybody is able to join, I don't know. Yes. Yeah, everyone has joined, then why people are complaining that they are not able to join? Okay. I can see 17 people have joined. Okay, fine, no problem. So, so basically, I was talking like in place of this feed, if we start showing the feed like this in new tab, whenever you open new tab to open a website like this will be very, very helpful for me to keep updated with all the latest testing trends, all the articles, all the new videos coming in YouTube on about testing. That will be very, very helpful. Or if any event like webinar is coming, any new tool is coming, that all if I see in one shot, any free webinar, any free event is coming, it will be very helpful for me, because pretty much everybody used to ask how you guys are able to keep yourself updated with everything what's happening in the testing industry, right? So for that reason, like you see, without doing anything extra, you just open, like let's say if I have to open google.com, I will open new tab here, and before I type here, I will see some feed here. So basically, every time to open a new tab or new open a website, I have to open new tab. And in this new tab, if we serve the feed which is related to my career, which can help me to grow in my career, that will be very, very helpful. So if I want to open website, I will open website. Otherwise, if I want to read something here, I can just start scrolling and see the feed what's happening in the testing industry. Like somebody is talking about CI/CD on 10th of January. Somebody has written this blog. I can read that. I can see that what's happening. Like software testing needs notes. It is something like related to testing newsletter that I can see. So lots of thing here you will find. Here on the top you can see that if any webinar, if any new article, if any testing event is happening, that you will see it here. So very much helpful. Anybody is already using this testing daily out there? Anyone? Like, yes, we do have the mobile app as well. This was the browser plugin, which is like very, very helpful. And for this, you need not to put a single effort, like single click to use this, right?
I'm
And
using.
here there are lots of feature we have, like you can see which all are the on the left side. You will, if you notice that there are like popular, what are the popular article, what are the most upvoted blogs, what are the best discussions, because you can comment here, you can upvote everything you can do here. And if anything, like let's say you have opened this page, we are on this page right now, I'm taking this session, so I won't be able to read all these articles what it is showing here, right? But if I want to read it later, so what I can do, I can simply bookmark this article and it will be available later here for me. So I can, like whenever I will be having time, I can just go to my bookmarks and I can find that article here. So whenever you see any article, and if you want to whenever you see any article which you want to read it later, that you can bookmark. So that feature is available. I'm not sure like if anybody is already using testing daily, if you guys are aware about this feature. Then here, let's say every time you see that it opens in new tab, you want to pause for some time, that feature is there. Here we have customize customization feature. Like let's say you don't want to see the YouTube feed, so you see that I have turned it off. Now if I turn on, now it will also start showing the YouTube feed. If I open in new tab, so you will see that YouTube video will also start coming here, start loading. You see that YouTube videos are also coming. So if anything which we don't want to see, like we don't want to see the medium blogs, YouTube videos, or any feed, you will find like we have added more than 500 plus resources and authors here. So that all are coming, the feed is coming from there. So if you find any difficulty, any problem here, then in that case, I mean, it's basically not difficulty. If you find that you don't want to read any particular forums, article, blogs, that you can turn off from here. We also have the Google search button on the top here. So let's say in place of this, you want to search something on Google, like testing, you want to search on Google, you can search, it will go to Google search. If you want to search anything in testing daily, that you can search here. Like let's say I want to search selenium, I can search here. Okay, so that's under customize. Now here basically a few things are available helpful, like if you want to install it on Android phone, iOS, here tutorials are available. Any suggestion if you guys have, you can just suggest here, invite link, add review, and if you need to contact us, you can contact us. And then it is also available in dark theme. So if you click on this, this is available in dark theme as well. So if you want to use in dark theme, then you can use it in dark theme as well. If you want to go back, you can use it in light theme. This is also available, like here you see that everything is coming in single shot. You can use in two views, grid views and list view. If you like this view, you can just switch to this. And here, like let's say quickly you want to filter, sort the blogs and YouTube tutorial. In that case, you have the button here we have given. Right now it is mixed like YouTube and blogs. You just click on this YouTube icon, then you can see the YouTube videos, all the videos. If you want to just see the blocks, then click on this, and now you can see all the blocks here. No YouTube tutorial. So this is testing daily. I will take a pause. If you guys have a question, feel free to ask.
Sanjay, Praveen
This
here.
is also available as mobile app. So if you guys are like, so you see that generally like we are pretty much updated with all the latest testing, all the latest trends which are happening on like Instagram or in Bollywood or in any movie industry. We are following, we are getting all the trends. But are you getting the testing trends? So for that, like this is very, very helpful testing daily mobile app. You just install on your phone, and whenever you have like 2 3 minutes of time, you just open this app and you get all the information what's happening in the testing industry. I will request all of you to install this testing daily mobile app. You can just scan this QR code. If you don't have already, just scan this and you will be able to install. I will take a 1 minute pause and let you guys install this. All the features which I have shown you guys here for plugin, that all are available on mobile app as well. Okay, through when you will scan, even if you are on Android or iOS, both you can both the people can just scan and get this app. I'm sorry, like I don't know, like for few people, the link was didn't work initially. I hope like everybody has joined, but don't worry, guys. The recording will be available, so if anybody has missed anything, you will get it. Okay, and just wanted to check if anybody has typed anything on the chat. Okay, so we are good. Before I proceed, like, are you guys comfortable? Everything is visible, voice is clear. I'm going with a good speed. Any confusion, any question? Can someone just put any message on the chat? Just wanted to confirm we are on the right track. Visible and voice is clear. Perfect. Okay, good. And also, like, before I move on, I will request all of you that because not everybody is aware. I'm sure, like, many of you might not have been aware about these tools, this tool. So please do share in your team when you like whomsoever you know in testing about these tools, free tools these are. They will help a lot your team and your colleague and your QA group. So please do share. And also you guys can, like, I'm sure like in pretty much every company there used to be like some knowledge sharing events used to happen. So please do share about these tools. You can give the presentation, let others know about these. Okay. Yeah. So the next one is selector sub. Uh, okay. So selector sub, I guess like pretty much everybody knows, but which all features can help you guys a lot to learn about XPath, selectors, web elements, DOM elements, because learning is really important. Sometimes back, like before selectors, we used to say that don't we should not use XPath plugin and all those things, right? So let me show you guys how you can learn from it, how this tool can help you a lot to learn new things about XPath, selectors, DOM, and how it can make you guys perfect, like you, so you don't ever stuck in the like in XPath and selectors. Okay, now I haven't shown you guys like how you can install the this testing daily selector sub and other plugins as well, which I will show you later. I will show you guys. It's very simple. Just go to selectorshub.com and here you will find all the install link for these tools. I will show you separately. So let's say here we have to this is a practice page which I have created. It has a very good thing. Like if you guys are able to automate this page, you can make sure that you are very good. I can assure you you are a very good automation testers. Okay. So first of all, tell me how many of you like let's say you have to write or use the selector sub or write the XPath or generate the XPath. How many of you are still doing this way? Like you go here and you open selectors up. Many of you might be opening selectors up from here. Some of you might have know that you can drag and drop here and then you can use it here. Okay, so most of you might be using it here, right? But now you can sorry guys, I'm having a little cough. So now you need not to every time right click on inspect and then open selectors up like this. You can simply click on logo here and selectors up will open. Simply you just have to click on logo and you have the access. Here you can inspect any element like this and you can use it. Isn't it amazing? You can simply use this. And another best thing is you can switch to any tab and you will be able to use it there. You need not to like open selectors up again. But if you are using in dev tools like this, uh, then you have to open it every time for each tab. Here also you will have to open again. So now we have made it possible that you need not to open DevTools again and again to use the selector sub or to write XPath or selectors or anything. You can simply open selector sub just by clicking on logo and you can access it for all the tabs which are open in the browser. Like let's say if you open it Flipkart here or any website, you can simply use it here as well. And to inspect, we have introduced the selector sub inspector, which is much more powerful than the DevTools inspector. How I will show you. So suppose how this inspector will help you. Let's say you inspect any element here. Okay, this is good. Now these all are like normal web elements. So we are able to inspect them and we can see that. Okay, now you see that we inspect the same elements here with the help of DevTools. So we inspect this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Everything we are able to inspect. But you notice that there are some special types of elements here. But we are not able to get to know about them. Because generally when you hover them, it is like pretty much say showing same for everything. But if same elements we start inspecting with the selectors of inspector, you will notice that it will show you something, you guys. You see that it is telling you that this is SVG element. Now, without even inspecting, you got to know that this is SVG element. So you have to take care of this thing, that you need to write the XPath or CSS selector for this element differently. Like whatever will be the logic, that you have to read it here. Okay. And similarly, like if you go here, practice page, and you try to inspect any element here, so you will see a lot more things here. You see that it is telling you that this element is inside shadow DOM. Even we haven't inspected the element yet. It is telling you that this is SVG element. Can't inspect elements because inside closed shadow DOM. So this you immediately able to learn about these concept, that okay, these elements are something special, and you are not wasting any time. You immediately get to know before inspecting that element. Now let me also show you, like if any element will be inside iframe, that also it will help you to know. You just inspect and you see that it is letting you know that this element is inside iframe. Anything, if that element will be having any special property, it will show you that just by inspect hover, like just by hovering your cursor on that. So this is very very helpful, and with this you learn something and save time as well. Otherwise what happens, like when you inspect with the help of dev tools, you just inspect that element and you don't get to know, like you see that we didn't get to know, we will immediately start writing the XPath and selector for this, even without knowing the property of this element. So this is the new innovation which we have done, that now you can use SelectorsHub just by clicking on it, and with the help of SelectorsHub inspector you can inspect any kind of element, and on just on by hover you will get to know about the property of that element. Okay, now with the help of this you will be able to learn the about DOM, XPath, syntax, error, CSS selectors. Let me just walk you guys one by one. Is there any question by far? Let me just check. Yes, I will share the link to automate this. Also, this is whatever I'm showing you guys, or I will be representing anything, that all will be available on selectorshub.com. So nothing much to worry. Okay, how you can learn the DOM, XPath syntax and CSS selector? The first point. Let's see. Okay. So first of all, DOM. Let's say you want to learn more about DOM, like how these things are there, and suppose just now you came in the IT industry, you are a fresher. Even if you are, let's say you are not a fresher, but you have done the testing, and you never done the automation testing, you were always towards the exploratory testing or manual testing side, and you just started learning about the automation, and then you started opening the dev tool, exploring about the web and DOM and everything. So how you will learn? Because if somebody will be new, he might not be aware about that this is a body tag, this is a comment here, this is some script tag or something, this is iframe, it has some special property. So how you guys will learn about these concept? Because you cannot go with one element whenever you will face in the DOM. You cannot go to some expert or Google that tell me, like you cannot Google this particular element in Google and Google will let you know that what it is, right? So it becomes very hard and difficult to figure out what all types of element and what everything, because every time you will get something new and new. So that's where selectors hub will help you. Just open selectors hub here and you start inspecting. It will let you know that this is a comment and selectors can't be generated for comment. So now you learn that okay, this is a comment. Likewise, if anything will be there, any special property, it will highlight you with the alert or some message like this element is not interactable through Selenium automation as it is not visible in UI. So it also telling you these kind of concept, that what can be automated, what kind of exception you will get if you try to automate, what you should automate, what you should not automate. That all it will help you to learn. If any element will be having any special property, it will tell you. Like let's say this element. Now many of you, as in like very first time, you might not get to know that this input tag, what kind of this input tag is. You might try to immediately try to automate this and try to insert the value in this using send keys. But if you are a new person or someone who doesn't have a very deep knowledge of DOM, you might not understand that this is a disabled input box which you cannot automate. Like in that, you cannot enter value through automation until unless you won't make this element enabled. Like you see in the DOM, it is showing disabled keyword here. There's a disabled attribute. So selector sub will help you that alert input box is disabled, enable it to enter value. So these kind of knowledge you will, this will help you to learn such concept. Similarly, if any element is simple, it will not show anything alert. It will just show all types of possible selectors generated here. Okay. And then if anything is special, it will show you. Like this is SVG element alert. This is SVG element. It doesn't support a standard XPath format. So you cannot write like double forward slash SVG. Like here if you write double forward slash SVG in DOM, it won't see that it is showing 1 of 1, but it is not actually XPath match for this that element here. This is, if you write double forward slash SVG here, you see that this is invalid XPath syntax. So how you write valid in syntax double forward slash, as soon as you start typing here, you will start getting these correct like format of that XPath or selector. So this is the right syntax to write the XPath for the SVG element. And if you want to make it unique, so you just start typing and it will automatically start giving the value how to make this unique and all. Okay. So we have seen that how you can learn about the DOM. You just have to open selectors up in the DOM, and now then you start inspecting the elements. Selectors up will automatically start telling you all the things there. Like if I will show you a few more elements, you just inspect the element and it will automatically tell you that what all things are there. Like this element is inside shadow DOM which can't be accessed through XPath. Use cssSelector for it. Is there anyone who was not aware that you cannot use XPath for shadow DOM element? Anyone? You guys have access, you can unmute yourself and speak if I am not able to see the chat again and again. So you can speak as well. That will be like more interactive session. So these are the things like which will help you to learn the concept, learn the basics of automation about DOM and everything. Because it becomes like very difficult. Nobody teach in the sessions. Nobody, no book you will give you in such details about these kind of web elements. Like if I inspect this element, you see that it is, this element is inside closed shadow DOM, which is inaccessible for such elements. Like if you just expand this, for which is inaccessible, so for such elements we can't verify or write selectors. So if any element is inside closed shadow DOM, that even can't be automated. So I mean, I should say we can't write the selectors and generate the selectors for them. We can automate in some ways. I have created a tutorial for that, but not possible. Like you cannot write the selectors for them. And how you got to know that this is closed shadow DOM? Here you see that shadow root closed. Okay. Now let's move on to the XPath syntax. How you can learn about the XPath syntax and errors as well as CSS selectors as well. Okay. So generally it is always being taught to us that we start writing double forward slash tag name and then at the rate attribute is equal to attribute value, right? And then some different types of syntaxes as well, right? But before that, let me ask few questions to you guys. How do you people become expert in any technology, any programming language, or in anything? By doing the practice,
By doing the
right?
practice and leveraging the tools available.
Sorry.
Doing the practice with leveraging the tools that are available.
Absolutely. Yes. So we become expert when we do the practice doing these using these tools like which are available in the market. So exactly same thing, like if we write the code in, let's say, in notepad or on with the help of pen and paper, we will never be able to become expert. We will get the basic knowledge about those, because like I'm writing here system dot out dot println. Now here I don't understand. I will not be able to learn if I make any mistake here. There might be a lot of syntax error in this sentence of print statement, but here it is showing absolutely fine. But if write this same sentence here in IntelliJ, that's where I will be able to learn that, oh, this mistake I'm making here. If I miss this semicolon here, it will show alert this wrong thing. But if I will not use this smart IntelliJ or smart editor, then I will not be able to learn this immediately. Over the practice, like we will get to know that we used to know these things, but all these things we learn because of with the help of these smart editors. Similarly, like for selectors and XPath, there was no smart editor, and that's where SelectorsHub comes, which will help you to learn these concept of XPath and selectors writing. Like for an example, let's say this XPath is written here. Let me copy this and paste here in DevTools. I hope my screen is visible. Now it is showing one of one matching. Can someone tell me that this is actually XPath match, or uh, it is something else? Anyone?
Yeah. So it's not correct, expert.
Not XPath.
It's not correct?
It's not correct, expert, because after a square bracket again we have pasted div. So it is not like as per syntax.
Yes, correct. It is not correct. And then why it is showing one of one matching?
Because it is searching in whole DOM structure in HTML structure. So
Okay. No, it is not searching the first logic was correct that this is not a correct XPath. But the second concept, which we are just saying that it is searching the old DOM. No, it is not searching the old DOM. It will always search the current one only. But if you notice that it is matching the string. In fact, it is a very much asked interview question as well, that people used to paste a XPath here or some string which match in the DOM, which match in the web page and shows the matching count here. So this is actually a string match here. It is not an XPath match, but it is showing one of one. So what, as in like we people as a tester think that, okay, there's a match and we get excited and immediately start using in our script. But like very rarely we ever think about that this could be wrong as well. If I delete it from here, you see that it is showing us find by string, selector or XPath. So the very first functionality of DevTools is to search for a string and then selector, then XPath. So the very first functionality is string match. Like if you want to search for any string, then you come here and search. Now let us paste this XPath value here. Let us know that This is invalid XPath. After close square bracket, only forward slash and open square bracket is allowed, like which you guys just told me. So that was the correct answer. So here this will help you, like if you will be making any mistake, you will be learning this. I'm sure like many of you were not aware about, might not be aware about this concept, that this is a wrong XPath, though it is showing 1 of 1 because of that string. Similarly, like if you just start writing here, and you will be getting to know that what is you are making mistake here. Now let me just inspect any element here, and you start typing here XPath, let's say. I'm sure like for this element, how many types of XPath do you think you can write? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can write like multiple types of XPath for this element using different syntaxes, right? But let's see how many types of you can learn from here selectors of, because we can't remember all kinds of syntax and everything. So you select here and you see that it works pretty much like in a smart editor. Like in a smart editor, as soon as we put the dot, you see that it start auto suggesting, and this help us to learn that what all methods are available in this particular function or library. Similarly, in SelectorsHub, as soon as you start typing here, it used to suggest you that what all types of functions, permutation, combinations of attributes are available here. So you see that there's a dot function, contains normalized space, contains text. Were you guys aware about all these functions?
No, we know limited text and
Yes,
starts with, ends with, and continues.
yes, yep. And actually, okay, good you told me about that ends with as well. So let us take this example. So you see that we learned that this new method is also available, like starts with. So we can remove the last part from here. It's still showing one matching node. Now you just told me that this is working, right? But in place of this, we want to use the ends with. So we can remove this user and make the ends with, right? Correct?
Yes. Hmm.
But do you guys know that this ends with is not available in XPath 1.0, and it's a part of XPath 2.0 which is not supported by the browser. So you cannot use this ends with function in your automation script because you all of you are using XPath for automation script, right? Pretty much
Yes, right.
everyone here on the call are using XPath for automation script for automating these web application, I'm sure. Is there anyone who is using XPath for some other purpose?
No.
So this will help you guys to learn. Now you see that because as soon as we see the starts with function, we always think that we can use the ends with as well, right? Immediately, I mean, as a human being, and in fact, like whoever has discovered this XPath 1.2, he should have thought like we are introducing this starts with function, why we are not adding ends with function? But that's a limitation. So this will help you to explore such kind of functionalities and things, that what is possible, what is not possible, where in which library what is available and what can be supported. So this will also help you. Hope this is helpful and clear to you guys so far. Now let's say we inspect some other element as well. Now we want to write the CSS selector. You want to learn about CSS selector. Similarly, when you will start typing CSS selector, it will immediately understand whether you are typing CSS selector or XPath, and accordingly you see that it is showing CSS. If you will be typing XPath, it will be suggesting XPath function like this. Let's say if you are writing XPath, you see that it is understanding that you need XPath function. If you are typing CSS, then it understands CSS you need. Now you will see that similarly, like we have learned about the XPath function, you will learn about CSS functions as well. Most of us know that we type input, then open square bracket, then attribute is equal to attribute value. There are other functions like cap, dollar, star. Star is like something contains, which is there in XPath. We have the contains method. Similarly, in CSS we have the star method, which is kind of contains. Like in XPath we have starts with, ends with. Here we have dollar and cap. So these functions you will learn from here. Anything special will be possible for any element. It will show you when you will type XPath here. So basically what I'm trying to suggest you guys, help you, that you not don't just use XPath to copy the XPath. Sorry, don't use SelectorsHub just to copy the XPath. You try to write your XPath here. You try to verify your XPath here. With that, you will learn a lot of new things, lot of good concept, as well as you will learn about the DOM elements as well. Now let's say we inspect this shadow DOM element. Now here, if you by mistake or knowingly if you type XPath here and hit enter, it will tell you that this is invalid CSS selector. XPath doesn't support shadow DOM. So when you start typing CSS selector, it will show you that this is matching node or not. Okay, so this is how you will learn about the DOM, XPath syntax, CSS selector, etc. There is no book, nothing is available there, which will help you guys to learn about these XPath syntax, errors, basically error handling. Error handling is something in any technology, in any programming language, which helps us to become expert in that particular technology. Yes, you will learn. I mean, generally we have been taught about like double forward slash, then at the rate attribute and attribute value, that those things like very simple concept you will learn. Yes, there's lots of tutorial, everything is available, but how you become very expert, very much confident about these things, this selectors will automatically help you, that you need not to explore other thing for that. Any question by far? Okay, now let us see some more advanced and time saver feature in SelectorsHub. Okay, so suppose this, I'm sure like you guys know that you can use the SelectorsHub for like writing XPath, generating XPath, any kind of selectors. Here you can use it. You just simply inspect any element and you will be able to use this, right? And here you can click anywhere. These are some simple tips and tricks that you click on any of these element in this area. You can, to copy this value, you can just click to copy any of these value. If you want to edit, just click on the value, it will copy paste the value here. You can edit this and verify if you want to make any change. When you are writing the XPath here or selectors here, let's say you want to write something new XPath, then you can click on this plus icon. The value will be saved here. Anytime you can access this. That feature is there. You can convert this XPath into case insensitive just by clicking on this button like this. Then you have the attribute filter. Let's say it is generating with ID, but you see that there is an alert icon. You don't want to generate with ID, you click on this, uncheck this ID box, it will generate without ID. If you want to generate with any special attribute, that you can pass here. Okay, now here it is generating with XPath, like simple XPath. But if you try to use this XPath in your code here, you will have to type that command like that driver dot find element, right? Something like this, the complete command, and then you will write the by dot xpath, and then you paste the value. But can you get this like complete command from SelectorsHub? Yes, you can get this complete command. There's a code feature here. Click on this, and now you see that you got this complete command. You simply copy this, come here and paste this. You need not to type. So you get this complete command in single shot. And this is available, like pretty much you can use this. You get the code in if you're working with Cypress, Playwright, Java with Selenium with Python or anything, you can also customize this. And don't worry, like, because I'm might be going a little fast here in this session. You here in Selectors of with in every feature there is a tutorial available. So if you any point of time you miss something and you feel that okay, I don't know how to use this feature, everything, you see that there is a tutorial. If you click on this, it will open the YouTube tutorial so that you can watch and it will help you, like what is the preference of attribute text selector sub. So that will help you, like you can explore that feature. Now this is really good feature, that page object model, which will help you to generate the locator page just in single shot. How much time do you guys take today to write the one locator page? Anyone? Like, I'm sure, are you guys, first of all, everyone using Selenium? Anyone who is not using Selenium, like using Cypress or Playwright? Is there anyone on the call who is using the Playwright or Cypress on the call? Sorry, I say unshared this. Using Selenium. Okay. I believe like pretty much everyone is using Selenium. Anyone who is working with Cypress or Playwright here? So for an example, suppose we want to we want to generate the locator page. So I'm sure like for you guys, locators page, like generating the locator page might be taking some time. So here we have this, like this we have the, like we can generate the locator page like this. Okay, sorry. First I'm showing you how we generally do that. Like let's say we got this feature and you can copy this. You can copy this, go to your editor, here you paste this. So one by one you can paste the command for all of them. Like again you will inspect this element, then you go back, copy this particular value, go back to your code, then again come back, copy, inspect this, copy this, go back and paste in your code, right? But that will take a lot of time. So how can we generate the complete locator? Can we generate this complete locator page in one, like in few clicks, the complete locator page? Yes, that can be done here. We have this form page feature here. Now you see that we will start inspecting the elements here one by one, and if you notice that in selectors hub it is being generated locator page. So I'm sure like driver.find element you might not be using, you might be using something like add find by. So you can use this as well. And now you see that you can copy this, come back here and paste this. So you see that pretty much all the code is ready and our locator page is ready here. Isn't it amazing? You can just inspect as many elements as you want, and in one go you can paste it in your code. So this is how you can generate your locator page very quickly, just in few seconds. Otherwise you might be taking a lot of time. And in fact, like if I show you this feature in pro version, I will just show you, and whoever is attending this session will give the free pro version access to all of you for 3 months. So here you see that this page object model you have to click, and there's an inspector button. Here this inspector button is more powerful, like in one go you can inspect as many elements you want. So okay, we have this feature as well under customize multi-inspector. Now you see that we will be able to inspect as many elements as we want. So you can just keep inspecting in your, okay, sorry, page object model was not on. Here you just keep inspecting, and if you notice that in selectors hub all the commands are getting generated, you simply click on copy button and paste it in your code here. So this is how you can generate the locator page just in few clicks itself with the help of SelectorsHub. Were you guys aware about these features of this feature of SelectorsHub? Those who are using already SelectorsHub?
Recently I haven't heard. Hello.
Okay, good. Okay, let me just take the questions. Will it select all the elements including the hidden elements once in other frame or windows? So you have to inspect all the elements for which you want to generate the locator page, because by default it will not like by default if you will generate locators for all the elements on the web page, there will be millions of elements and you just need for few elements always in the page. So we always recommend that it will be just like, let's say 2025. So you just in one go click and you will be able to generate, and it will be, yes, it will be able to generate for all the elements which you will inspect. Okay, great. Okay, so this was the page object model you can generate. Now shadow DOM, iframe and svg element, this I have showed you guys couple of times right now. Now let me show you one very good feature which recently we have added, and it's like pretty much, I used to always say that it's not possible, but we made it possible. We have added recently, very recently, cross origin iframe support. Cross origin iframes are basically those iframes which are coming from different source. Like this is SelectorsHub.com, and but you see that this form is coming from Google.com, and this is inside iframe. So this becomes the cross origin iframe. If anything which is coming from same source, like these iframes are coming from SelectorsHub.com only, so these were the same source origin iframe. Like if we inspect them, you see that it is showing you the message, this element is inside same origin iframe. Now if we go to this and try to inspect this element, you see that as soon as you hover it, the red tooltip on the left corner here, if you notice that this element inside cross origin iframe. And now if you inspect this, okay, one second. Now if we inspect these element, it will let you know that this element is inside cross origin iframe, and this is the iframe XPath, and these are the XPath for these elements. So this is the cross origin iframe. Now SelectorsHub supports this as well. This was never possible, and in fact this was the only thing which was not possible with the SelectorsHub, because this is a limitation of the web that none of the extension can access the cross origin iframe DOM. But we made it possible because we are able to open SelectorsHub inside panel. If you try to use this in DevTools, even today it will not work. So if you want to inspect any element which are inside cross origin iframe, then always use SelectorsHub inside panel, and there it will make it possible. I have recently created couple of tutorials as well in very detail where you can see this happening. Now I will run a piece of code that will show you guys that how it is doing this automation. And here if you want to go a little more deeper and more like complex scenarios, like inside iframe, cross origin iframe, and then element is inside shadow DOM, that you can practice here in this page. Let me show you one example here. So this is basically the piece of code which I have written here for clicking on this cart item which is inside shadow DOM, and this shadow DOM is inside iframe, and it is inside two nested shadow DOM. You see that? I will just show you this by executing this piece of code. It's very simple. I can show you guys by writing the code as well, but that will take another half an hour. So for that, I have already created tutorials. So I will request you guys to please watch that in SelectorsHub YouTube channel. So you see that it has just click on this cart icon, and just to show you that it is showing this page. Like if I click on this, this page comes. So it's a very simple script, but otherwise, like if you try to go and look at the DOM, how complicated element it is, let me show you guys. If you go and by manually, if you try to identify how many shadow DOM are there, which shadow DOM it is inside, it is like pretty much impossible. You see that this element is inside this shadow root. Now you go up, go up, go up, you see the another shadow root, but this is not inside this shadow root. Don't get confused. It is inside this element, and then keep going, keep going, keep going. It is inside this shadow root. So there were two shadow root in between, but that element was not inside those shadow root. So it becomes like very, very tricky to identify in the DOM, looking at these arrow icons, which are open, close, and then which one is for your element. And then these two shadow DOM are inside this iframe. That becomes like very, very complicated, right? So this is where it will help a lot you guys to save time here. So this was the more complex scenarios. SVG, in case of SVG, you just have to write the XPath using the SVG syntax. Other than that, handling automation SVG element is not different. It is pretty much same. Then XPath if UI change. So generally you might have noticed that whenever there is a UI change happen, most of the time our XPath start breaking, right? So in that case, how you will verify all the XPath? Can we verify all the XPath in one go? So that becomes very complicated scenario. It is like kind of like can we uh, verify all XPath in one go whenever there's a UI change happen? So so that like, because you see that most of the time our automation script used to go in backlog because our locators used to get changed, and nobody wants to verify all of them one by one. Nobody wants to waste their time. Everybody wants to do like in one go only. So how that will be possible? So let's say this in this we have just written this code. Let me just change some of the XPath like this, make them broken. Okay. Now here, suppose for this code are uh, for this code UI got changed, and now we want to verify all these XPath in one go because we don't want to verify one by one. And whichever will be changed, we will fix them. So here we have XPath healing feature. Not sure how many of you are aware about this. You see that XPath healing, click on this. There's an added button, click on this and paste your complete code here. And here you can just pass this small piece of command you need to pass. That instructions are already available. Everything will be there when you will be using. So don't worry about it and submit. It will fetch all the XPath from your code and it will show you how many matching nodes, which all XPath got changed. Very simple. Now you can simply this edit button, click on this edit button, fix this XPath and use it in your script. So only two XPath got changed when UI got change of my application, and I can maintain my automation script. So this becomes very, very easy and it helps a lot. In free version, you can verify all the XPath in one go. In pro version, we have the XPath selectors healing, not just XPath healing. In free version, we have this XPath healing where it just fetch the XPath. What if like there are id css selectors, those things has been written? In that case you can verify the all kinds of selectors. You just paste the script and it will verify all of them. Dynamic invisible drop down elements. So there's a debugger feature in selectors hub which will help you guys a lot to inspect and write the selectors for such dynamic element. Like let's say if we search for iphone here, and you as soon as you right click on these, you see that those elements disappear. How to inspect such elements? So in this case, SelectorsHub has the debugger feature. You can use it in side panel or in DevTools one. Let me show you here. So what you have to do, you just click on this debugger button here and make this element visible within 5 seconds. and you will notice that within 5 seconds it will pause this element, and now you can inspect this. So this is very helpful, that you can inspect any element, such kind of dynamic element as well. Bubble loader and all you can inspect. We have already created tutorial, so if you notice that there are some bubble loader as well, which becomes very complicated to inspect, that you can do that. XPath with respect to other element, most of the time, yes, we all used to write the XPath related to other elements. Right, for an example, let's say we want to write XPath for this enter email with respect to user email. I'm sure pretty much everybody wants to do that. So here you have this feature access XPath. Click on this, and now you inspect that element with respect to which you want to generate, and then you inspect that element for which you want to generate. And you see that the XPath for enter email with respect to user email is generated here. Isn't it amazing? So this way you can generate the XPath for any element with respect to other element. Like let's say we want to generate for courses with respect to products. First inspect products and then inspect courses. And here you go. Simply click here, copy, and use it in your automation script. So this way you can generate the XPath relative to other element as well with the help of SelectorsHub. Okay, let me just check your chat. Any question by far? Any question, guys, before I proceed? No question? All good. Okay. Okay, so we have seen this feature. Now same feature, if you see in Pro version, there, like here you might have noticed that we have to select this inspector twice, but in Pro version you simply select once only. Like suppose we want to generate XPath for this user email, so first click on this and then click on this. The XPath for this got generated. Why it got generated long? Let me just see the attribute filter. Okay, we have unchecked this ID and class. Now if we go back and let's say inspect this password and then password, you see that it has generated this. Now if you inspect this and this, it has generated, okay, sorry, this has generated very long. Let me just reset this. First inspect this user email, then inspect this enter email. Why it is generating such a long XPath? Okay, attribute filter, we need to delete this. Let me just delete these both. Okay, so remember, like if you have added any attribute filter here, so make sure that you remove them, because I have entered text here and now it was generating without text, that XPath for this element, and that's the reason it becomes long. So if you ever felt that it is generating longer XPath, make sure that you have not entered any value here. And if you know that okay you need them, then it's fine. Okay, so let's say now we want to generate for this, it will generate the sort XPath. But if we don't want to generate with ID, then you uncheck this or anything that you can do. So that is there. This is the current XPath which we have generated. This is the previous one. So you always have access to those two. Okay. Free pro version access for all the attendees. So let me just give you guys this link where you can just simply register, and you guys all will get the pro version access for 3 months free. Whomsoever wants can register here. Just simply follow these 3 steps to get this access, and I will just paste this link here. And just give me 2 minutes, guys. Meanwhile, I will request you that if you those who wants to take the free version, pro version, just follow those steps. I will get some water. My throat is paining now. We'll take a basically 5 minute break now here, and then we'll continue. Just give me 5 minutes. Meanwhile, you can register for this pro version access. Okay, there's a question while inspect with selector sub inspect and getting the selectors in POM page. We are getting only XPath selector. Is there any way to get other locators? Like there are other locators as well. Okay, just let me show you. Yeah, my screen is shared. So if you might notice here, when you inspect it here, you just scroll towards right, you will see all possible selectors will be there. Just that command might not be added in that, but you will see that all possible selectors will be there. You just have to inspect them and you will see that. I hope that was the question. Okay. Shall we continue? Okay. Okay. Tell me first thing we all testers do whenever there's a bug in production. So we are done with the selectors, huh? Now we are moving on to the next problem and solution. Can anyone tell me like what is that first thing we used to do? Whenever there's a bug, we always do this thing that we always try to blame others that this is not my problem, this is not my fault. It has been missed by someone else, right? So how can we come over this thing? Like because generally whenever there's a bug comes in production, it becomes very difficult to prove that we have the documentation, we have done this testing, we have this screenshot, it was working on my system, we have done this testing. So for that reason, because we do a lot of testing but we can't document everything, so for that reason we have a solution here. These are some of the testers daily problems. Like let's say we are doing some testing here. I'm doing this click here, I'm typing some value, entering here something I'm doing, and then I got a issue here on this element that there's a, like I'm not able to enter the value here. Okay. Or something I'm doing on Flipkart here, like I'm trying to search a product here, then I'm clicking on this, doing something. So like I did right click, anywhere we got a bug. In that case, here we are not able to like okay, so we did a lot of things, but at certain point of time, whenever you will get a bug, it becomes very difficult to recall all these steps, get those steps to file the bug. And generally, like whenever you find a bug, you always try to reproduce that bug first to get those steps, right? Because we don't remember, we can't remember all these steps which we have followed whenever we suddenly get a bug. So for that, to solve that problem, we have this test case studio here, which will help you guys to get all these steps to reproduce the bug. You get a screenshot automatically, and there is, like generally we don't have any proof of testing, so here you will get the proof of testing as well. Okay, so let's see this. So what you have to do basically before you start your testing, you just have to click on this test case studio logo only. That's all you need to do. And then you start performing your testing here. Like let's say we search for iPhone. We click on right click on this iPhone here. Then we click on that value. Suppose I click on pricing. I select this radio box. I click on this cross button. Then again cross. Click on view details. And then let's say we find a bug here. Okay, so now we have to file a bug. You will notice that everything has been recorded here in plain English sentences. You see that? Now what we can do, simply copy these, paste it to your developer or in your test management tool, that these are the steps to reproduce this bug. And you will notice that these are very much plain English sentences. And Here you see that these are the screenshot, and every screenshot you will notice that they have the highlighted field here. The field is also highlighted, and the screenshot name is same as the step name. Enter iPhone into search for products brands, because if you right click and save this image will be saved with the name of that particular uh, screenshot. Or if you download, let's say you download all the like test, you can download this test case, and in the screenshot you will notice that which we have downloaded here, like all the screenshot will get downloaded with their step name, so you know that this screenshot is for this particular action. Click on 5899 and the field is also highlighted. So if you share this screenshot with your developer, he will be knowing in this screenshot what you are doing. So this way it is very helpful. You get the steps, you got the screenshot, also you get the data what you have used in your test case. And when you download this test case, if you notice that here, like right click, open this. So you will notice that in this Excel sheet, like which you download, you can say it as a test case or the like what testing you have done. Okay, this has, why this is opening this way? It should have opened correctly. Oh, sorry, this was not supposed to open. I need the Excel format. Okay. Okay, anyways, this opens correctly. Right now I don't have the correct version of Microsoft Excel. So this open this file will have the OS version, like on which OS I'm doing the testing, whether that is a Windows or Mac OS, and version, then browser and browser version, resolution, and the timestamp. So this will be there, your steps will be there, data will be there, XPath and CSS selector will be there. And the good thing about it, like you get the XPath and CSS selector. Now suppose we have to automate this test case. So to automate this test case, you get the XPath and selectors. You need not to open the browser again to automate these, to get the XPath and selector. You can simply write the code with the help of this. And to get this information, because whenever you file the bug, your developer will always ask, like what was the OS version, whether you were testing on Mac or OS, Chrome, which was the browser, whether it was Firefox and all. And then also, if you want to generate this as a pseudo code, you have the command feature here, like set driver command, and you will notice that here it used to generate the command as an like driver dot find element type of thing. So you get the pseudo code as well. And here you have a couple of other features like filter, and then you can delete all of them, you can pause, you can do some more settings, like any column you doesn't want to see, that you can uncheck from here. So all those features are there. And if you want to add any step in between or delete, that you can do here. So this is how you can use this test case studio. Like let's say if you want to add any step, you click here and you can add any statement here. So this is the test case studio, very helpful tool. It's absolutely free. You can use this tool to get these steps to file the bug, screenshots, and then data, XPath, CSS selector. What you have to do before you start your testing, just simply click on the logo of test case studio and you keep doing your testing. It will be keep recording things. Any question on this so far? Okay, can you explain again to get this screenshot? So screenshot automatically, like you need not to do anything. You just click on the logo before you start your testing, and then you start performing your testing. It will take this screenshot and everything. It will record steps. It will take a screenshot. You extra doesn't require to do anything. And then you once you are done, you click on download this test case. It will download a screenshot and test case both. Okay, and then there are lots of amazing feature in pro version. Let me just quickly show you. Like this is the pro version. So suppose we are doing some testing, you will see that there is a red icon here, so you know that this page is getting recorded right now. If you switch to any other page, that red icon comes here, so you know that it is being recorded here. You can do the multiple test case recording in this. You can customize the column names because these columns are not same as your company might be using, so you might want to rename. You have the id name as well in this. You can like change the order of column. You can add column here, you can delete column. You can make it as complete template what you are using in your company, like test case template. Then this has the bdd format. You can record in any particular language, like in your local language you want to record, that you can do. Let's say we want to record in hindi, german, any language you can do here. Then you can directly upload it to test rail. Here you have option of recording screen as well, video recording you can do. You can record multiple test case like this. And if you, let's say we have closed the test case studio, you can resume your testing from wherever you have left last time. So suppose we have left this one from here, so you see that from sixth step we can continue recording. So that is also there, so whenever you want you can resume. So lots of features are there in the pro version. You can record network locks are there, XPath ID, lot more options are there in the pro version. So this is test case studio guys. It's a very simple plugin you can download. It's absolutely safe and secure. There is it runs offline in your local system. Like we don't save any of your user data or anything on our cloud server. We don't have any cloud server or anything. If you get ever question from your management like if it is safe or not, so you can always search for test case studios safe or secure something here, or you can always connect with us here on the live chat. You will get to know, you will get the help. And here we have written a blog and tutorial and everything explained in detail how safe and secure it is. You can record test case in any language. That feature is also there. Okay, before I move on, let me just see if you guys have any question. Okay, any questions guys on this so far? Okay, no question. Fine, let's move on. How do you guys generate the test data? Like I'm sure pretty much everyone needs the test data for their testing. So how do you generate the test data? Use the faker libraries. Like let's say you need the thousands of email IDs, first name, last name permutation combination, user ID password combination, zip code, country name. It could be anything, right? So for that, maybe you might be using faker libraries, you might be using some tools to generate that. But here we have something for you, absolutely free product, auto test data. This is absolutely free tool with the help of which you can generate fake test data just in simple 3 click. No coding, nothing is required. You just have to click. No installation, nothing is required. So again, like let me just show it from here, SelectorsHub.com. So this is auto test data. You see that all the tools links are here, so do not get worried that from where you will get. Click on this auto test data, and here you see that from here you will be able to generate anything, like let's say name, phone, email, currency, number, range we want to generate in JSON format. You can first here you can choose like what all things you want to generate. Then here you can just choose the data format, and here number of rows, and then click on generate, and you see that data is generated here. Now suppose someone is working in Cucumber and they need the file, properties file. You select here separated by pipe, click on generate, and the data is ready here. Here you can do all customization and everything. Like let's say you just want to generate the email. In that case you can uncheck name, or you can just delete it from here. You just need phone number you need, let's say +91, or any country code you can choose. Email ID by default it will be generating random, but it will be like something meaningful. It will not be like abc@abc.com. No, it will be something meaningful. But suppose we want to generate for my particular company domain, so here you can see that you can pass the domain. Let's say I want to generate SelectorsHub.com. Here currency you want to generate in dollar, let's say between 100 to 1000. Number range, any number range if you want, or you don't want, you just delete that. You can add more data types, like let's say we want to generate zip code, we can add that. We in which format, CSV, you can select this, click on generate, and the data will be generated here. You can simply download. You can change the number of rows here, let's say 100 rows, click on generate, and it will generate. You see that all the email has been generated with @selectorshub.com. So this is how you can generate the data just in simple 3 clicks from the autotestdata.com. If you ever feel like any difficulty, you can always check out the tutorial here. You see that, and all the links are available, important links. So this is Autotest data, guys. Currently, SelectorsHub and all these are tools pretty much used everywhere. These are some of the companies' logo I have collected where these products are being used. With that, thank you so much. And if you guys have any question, feel free to ask me. You can always connect with me here. You can just scan this QR code and you will get all my social media links. I will also share when you will scan this, you will also get the YouTube link as well. But still, I will share the YouTube channel link where you will find all the tutorials and everything. Also, the recording for this session. And if you have any question, feel free to ask me. Let me just check if you guys have any question. Yes, I will upload this recording on the Selectors of YouTube channel. Let me just share the YouTube channel link, guys. Yes, this recording will be available on Selectors of YouTube channel. Here is the Selectors of YouTube channel link. Yes, Gokul, it will require the business email. Anything like apart from @gmail.com, that it will accept. So you can register with that. And also I'm planning soon, I'm not sure like from which all locations you guys have joined. If you guys want to turn on the camera, want to turn on your mic, you can do that. I'm sure you all have the access. So if anybody wants to, I'm planning to host the meetup as well, Selectors of Meetup here in Bangalore soon. So if you guys are here, you can join that. And if you have any question, feel free to always reach out to us on Selectors of website. Live chat option is there. And my humble request to all of you that please do share these tools. You can give session in your company about these tools and share it on social media as well. Two voices at the same time. I'm sorry. Is it coming for everyone or just for like one person, Srikanth? Okay, sure, guys. Okay, then we are good. Sure, I will be looking forward to meet you guys. And if you, any one of you are here in Whitefield, Selectors Hub office is in Whitefield, so you guys are most welcome. You can collect some goodies and other stuff, stickers. So if you are there in Whitefield, do feel free to come. Nayan Kumar wanted to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation for the bootcamp. Your dedication is sharing. Thank you so much, Nayan, for always supporting. And if you guys like these tools, do write the review about them. That will motivate me to keep working hard. And lots of features like, okay, just wanted to let you know, guys, soon in Test Case Studio free version, there will be video recording feature and more features will be available in the free version as well. And of like no need to ask, but yes, if you guys can ask your company to upgrade the pro version, upgrade to pro version, that will be great help. Thank you, Nayan. My client is not approving this extension. Gokul, I will request you that let's connect on the email, and definitely I will make sure that he will approve, and we will provide all the information. Pretty much many companies have approved it already. So we have to provide them some information and we'll have to prove them basically the business use case, that how much time it can save for you guys. So they will approve it. In many banks, it has been approved and pretty much being used, like in HDFC, many banks it is being used. Thank you, Adar sir. Thank you. Thank you, Gokul. Thank you, Nahida. Thanks everyone for joining. Okay, so we'll stop the recording now.